What's going on, guys? Just got a message from my buddy James. He did the underground strength coach certification, and he wanted to know what is the difference between how I train the athletes at the underground and how would we tweak that kind of training for the general population or the adults. And I know a lot of people watching this video, they'll say, hey, I'm 25, 35, 55. I could do everything those kids do. Well, maybe you can, but more than likely you can't, or even the better word is you should not, because that's what gets people hurt. You're 25 or 45 and you pretend that you're 16 and you start doing the stuff that you did when you were in high school, and then you wonder why you're getting hurt. So a couple basic tenets that I implement with the adults or the general population. Number one is I don't implement all of that jump training. So they're not doing a ton of these squat jumps, lunge jumps, box jumps, hurdle jumps. I pull a lot of that stuff out. That's number one. Number two, I don't extend their warm-up as long as the athletes. The athletes have more of what I call a motor. They could keep going. Sometimes if you warm up adults too much, they're crushed and then they can't even do the workout. So I warm them up with some light calisthenics, light sleds, light bands, a little bit of mobility work, mobility that's specific to the workout ahead, and then I take them through that workout. Another change I like to make, not much of a separation from what I do with the athletes, but I make sure, sorry guys, just crushed a protein shake. I make sure that the adults are leaving with energy in the tank. What does that mean? Well, if I go back to the early days, I remember when my daughter was a baby and I was giving her a bath and my lower back had been injured. It was just like burning. And I remember that it was interfering with my ability to just be a good parent because I was in so much pain. And I remember saying to myself, I'm going to change my training so I'm smarter. Not that I've gotten smarter in that realm. I'm still a little bit crazy. But I said, I'm not going to train other adults in a way that interferes with their life. The way I train athletes is the training program must feed their sports. It can't take away, because the most important thing for an athlete is their sport. We're not trying to train them to be professional lifters. So as you're training adults, I want you to think to yourself, is this workout going to destroy them? Do I need to do, 50 reps of deadlifts at 225, 50 box jumps, 50 chin-ups, 50 swings, 50 50-yard sprints? Do I really need to do that? Is that going to make them better at life, or am I going to destroy them? Adults need a little bit of kind of like light powerlifting, some light weightlifting, some bodybuilding work, so they're putting on muscle or rebuilding muscle, which helps with how the joints feel. If you're always doing aggressive training, look, the bottom line is the body in the adult years is not as capable as what you were in your younger years for the most part. If you're an athlete, a very serious athlete, you're likely in better shape in your 20s and 30s than you were in your teenage years because you know what your body needs. But for the most adults that are showing up to a common gym with some sort of private or small group or group training, they're not showing up because they got their shit together. They need your help. So don't beat them up and make them worse at life. So that's my advice for training adults. Your training has to make their life better. If you're taking away from their ability to be a good parent, a good husband, a good wife, a good worker, a good entrepreneur, a human being versus a human aching being, then you're doing it wrong. Food for thought, guys. I'm Zach Evnesh, ZachEvnesh.com. Hit the links below. A lot of resources for you to get your learn on. Talk to you later, and peace.